This is just the preseason. Chip seems like he's very astute. He's a poker player when it comes to his offense. He's not going to throw it all at you all at once. But I will say this: I think he has a plan to utilize our stars and tailor his offense to their strengths. Hyde, Torrey Smith, Ellington, and the preseason star on offense, Vance McDonald.
Are you listening?
Hey! Between now and the end of the season, I'm sure I'm going to have a player crush each and every week. So this week, my flavor of the week is Tank Carradine. Man, I'm loving the way that dude is playing football. And he's just a little bit ahead of Marcus Rush. These guys have been sensational in preseason so far. Which brings me to, I had a few thoughts about that game. I was a little depressed and bummed out because, let's face it, the 49ers allowed an 80-yard, I know it's Aaron Rodgers, but the 49ers allowed an 80-yard romp down the field and into the end zone with Randall Cobb carrying 49ers right on into the end zone, and it kind of bothered me. And I said, oh, well, I guess we haven't measured up against the best of the best yet. That was what it was. And then, unbeknownst to me, I didn't know that Bowman, Bethea, Brooks, Armstead were standing on the sidelines, eating popcorn and watching the game right along with us. That put a whole nother perspective on that game. That means, since our leaders were out on the field in very key positions, maybe that had a little bit to do with how easy Rodgers was able to move the pack down the field and into the end zone. So I'm feeling better about that. See, this is the thing. If the second unit, and they did not allow Rodgers into the end zone really easy, as they got him down to the red zone, it got a little more difficult, right? This is what I'm thinking. Because in Chip Kelly's style of football, if we got two strings of adequate, and let's face it, the first string is going to be tough, but if you've got guys that can come in and give these guys on the first string a spell, we can remain effective the whole time on defense. This is so important because of trenches. What Trent has worked so hard on is going to make sure that we're in each and every contest. And this I truly believe. So I'm not worried about that. And our offensive line, oh man. You see, this is what I'm talking about. The offensive line is going to be just fine. Trent, I'm telling you right now, Carlos Hyde, that scamper into the end zone, that 27-yard run, that was a thing of beauty. We've not seen Carlos move like that since last season. He's had a couple of seasons, but you can see as they gradually learn the vanilla offense, they're going to get better. When Chip Kelly opens up that playbook and gives everything, because, you know, Chip is waiting until he gets rid of some of the guys that if they go off to other teams, they won't have any intel to give to their new coaches about the 49ers. And here's something else I don't understand. Why is it that the media is so mean to the 49ers when we come right in and score in the first quarter? It's not like the 49ers are going 3 and out on every time. They struggle a little bit in the beginning, okay, but they're learning a new offense. The media is just all over about that. It makes no sense. Remember last year, we couldn't even score in the first quarter. It was embarrassing going into the latter part of the season, and we finally score in the first quarter. So give me a break about no improvement. This is not the same silly 49er team led by Jimmy Tomsula that could not score points. This team is going to be effective. The offensive line, I still have a question about AD. I don't know if Andrew Tiller's got to come back in there because somebody was complaining about the fact that he let people in on Kaepernick, and that's how he got blasted to the ground. It'll work out, though. He could get better. But in the meantime, the offensive line is the shiznit.
Ronbo!
Yeah!
I didn't hear you mention anything about Eric Bears getting kicked to the curb. Hey!
Yeah.
That may be enough to get us to the Super Bowl.
But I don't know about all that yet.
That the man could enter the game at any time was worrying me to death.
Yeah.
I just had to make mention of that.
Well, good.
Party!
Oh, yeah.
Pump that music, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. We is is for real.
Yes.
Alright, I'm out.
You know what though? When you think about it, it's mean. It is cruel to wish bad on people like that. But Eric Parris he can find a job somewhere else. He just doesn't fit in our program anymore. You know, you bring bad karma on yourself, thinking bad things about people. So Eric Parris, good luck to you in the future. And thanks for the little things that you did do. I got somebody I want you to meet. I'm going to ask him some more questions. A little bit about last week's game and about the future as well. Let's go check him out right now. Fam! I tell you what, I'm going out to East Coast. His name is Eric. Eric, what's up?
How you doing, sir? How you doing? Let me just start. It's an honor to be on your program. It really is. You're the most optimistic 49er fan I've ever encountered. It's a pleasure to talk Niners business with you. Eric,
the pleasure is mine. I'm telling you, fam, this is the thing. I don't know any other way to look at the 49ers but with a thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? I would not, if I could not appreciate this team, I wouldn't pay any attention. And that marriage is like a marriage to me in sickness and health. We went through the sickness last year, and I'm looking for the health to improve this year. This marriage continues. I will fight the haters. I will fight the naysayers. I will stay in their face. I will not give it up. They can call me delusional all day if they want to. Lack of fantasizing and everything else. I do not. I take it all in, and it gives me energy and strength. You know what I'm saying?
Well, guess what? I'm in the same boat as you, because people have said the same about me. As a matter of fact, I just was with a Patriots fan this past weekend that told me he doesn't think the 49ers are going to win a game. So,
them are the ones I enjoy the most. And you know what the bad thing about it? We got 49er fans on that same page, which makes me crazy. I get on them worse than I do anybody else, because I understand the rivals are going to come in and say what they got to say. So, but this will end in about 5 weeks. Eric, I'm telling you right now,
sure.
People are going to be saying, well, you can do it. I already told them, well, you guys doing okay right now, but that defense is going to get tired soon. So, you know, get ready for it, Eric. Get ready for it. You living in the part of Jersey that you're living in, you're surrounded by Philly fans, and apparently you just mentioned Patriots fans coming out of Giants and Jets fans. You see, you guys go through the ultimate test on a daily basis. As far as being a faithful, you don't have to make excuses, but you do have to deal with the rhetoric that has to be burning you up.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. And you know what? It's harder with Giants fans because, you know, the Giants, they have – how many trophies should we have had by now?
I know.
They've just – we should have had 3 in a row. Back, what is that, 88, 89, 90?
Yeah.
We should have completed that trifecta, but we just couldn't get it done. The Giants stood in our way then. Giants stood in our way. First year, Jim Harbaugh. Oh, you couldn't have told me that title wasn't ours.
I give them credit. I give the Giants credit for that, and they're a solid organization. In fact, they look a little scary right now. They can't get Victor Cruz to get healthy, but you know, they got Beckham, and as soon as you got Beckham, you got OBJ, you got a chance. That boy scares me. So I understand the Giants' pain, but not this time.
You just said a key word there: pain.
Yeah,
pain. That's the culture down. I moved from North Jersey to South Jersey. Philadelphia Eagles fans are they're so miserable down here. All they want is a Super Bowl trophy. That's all they want. And when Chip came to town, you know, Chip was they piped him up so much, but they weren't satisfied with Chip. 2 10-6 seasons, and then he brought back a winning culture to Philadelphia. It's just that he jettisoned those star players.
Yeah. And I got a theory on that, and it goes with, if you're not with the program, you're going to bring the program down. And that was pretty much it. Because when you look at the players he got in, if I'm looking at DeMarco Murray for Shady McCoy, if nothing else, that's a lateral move. So I shouldn't be going down in production. But when you do that, the locker room situation, I imagine, gets a little screwed up. And that's why Kelly's in San Francisco now, and he's not going to be the GM. He just focuses on coaching. And I don't care what anybody says. Stephen A. Smith he really, and he's the biggest Philly fan. He must be the biggest Philly fan in the planet. His neck bulging, his eyes coming out of his head, his voice, he just gets real. I mean, the man looks like he needs to medicate during the, I mean, I look for Stephen A to pull out and start popping pills when he's talking about Chip Kelly and everything else about him. That is a personal matter. Heath Evans, with his Heath Evan-isms. These guys are on a mission to kill Chip Kelly. It's scary to watch.
It is scary, but these guys truly can't stand him. And with Stephen A, it was the Deshaun Jackson transaction. That I think that really pissed him off. That really pissed him off. Heath Evans, I just don't think I think he sees Chip Kelly as Steve Spurrier. Heath is, he's a veteran. Yeah, that's how I really feel. That's how it feels. They treat him like Steve Spurrier. Like, Chip belongs in college. He's a veteran, so he has his own viewpoints. He feels that maybe there's some better qualified coaches out there that could do a better job than Chip Kelly. But Chip came in the league, I believe, 10-6 seasons, and then the third season didn't go over so well. But he came into the league with success. Just didn't work out in Philly. Yeah,
and it was 1 out of 3 years. Speaking of which, we've had 3 games in the preseason. Each one of them has had a different dimension. You couldn't really get a real serious beat on each game. It's been a vanilla offense. And I understand the defense has been a vanilla defense. I didn't even know the Packers we didn't even run our first line defense against the Pack and did a good job against them. First 2 games, third game. Eric, any assessments from this third game? Because the first game and the second game are 2 different things. The third game, what did you take from that game?
I'll be honest with you. I wasn't too thrilled, but I had to. It was a gentleman you had on your post-game show that I don't remember the gentleman's name, but it basically, when he was talking and giving his assessment, I started thinking about Aaron Rodgers with his classic line, "Relax." And after that, just listening to his point of view, I started taking that into account, and I thought he was right. Yeah, this is just the preseason. Chip seems like he's very astute. He's a poker player when it comes to his offense. He's not going to throw it all at you all at once. But I will say this: I think he has a plan to utilize our stars and tailor his offense to their strengths. Hyde, Torrey Smith, Ellington, and the preseason star on offense, Vance McDonald. I don't think Chip's going to show everything, but I will say this. I am happy with Hyde and McDonald so far. If he has bigger plans for them during the season, I can't wait to see it. Because I think he's going to use those guys to his advantage, and I think he's going to put up some points.
Remember the game, how it opened? You got QP running down the field completely open. What if, and usually on a fly route like that, it's not QP that you're seeing long. If Torrey Smith is romping downfield, how easy does he make that catch? Because he is 3 or 4 steps in front of Patton. Is that a touchdown?
I think it's a touchdown. I don't think people give Torrey Smith enough credit. He's viewed as a number 2 receiver, but he's made enough plays throughout his career. In San Francisco, he's a 1. Until we can upgrade, he's our number 1. I definitely think he's more shorthand. I definitely think that's a touchdown. I can't wait to see what Chip has in store for Torrey Smith. Reason being, I think he's going to utilize Torrey Smith the same way he utilized Jeremy Maclin in Philadelphia. And a lot of people don't give Chip credit. The Deshaun Jackson move that he made wasn't popular, but I think he felt that Jerry Maclin was a better fit for his scheme than Jackson, and just wait and see. Use a wait and see approach, Niner fans. I think he has something special in store for us when it comes to the passing game.
He's only thrown a handful of plays out there. Christian Ponder can pick up the playbook that fast. He's only thrown a handful of plays out there.
And that's funny you said that name. Niner fans, I know that it wasn't a popular signing, but I remember back when we had our elite defense, I remember one Christian Ponder beating us.
Yeah.
With the top players we had on defense.
Yeah.
And that's no small feat. So, I mean, even though he did come back down to earth in the second game, but when we signed Christian Ponder, or I guess he was painting at his house or something.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't really give it a second thought. Why not bring a guy like that in? But yeah, again, he picked it up right away. It's a vanilla offense right now. Chip's not showing everything.
There's things to learn from Christian. Speaking of wide receivers, I know that you like the deal. Brandon Thomas being traded to Detroit. We picked up Jeremy Curley. Why do you like that deal?
Honestly, Jeremy Curley, again, I've grown up Central Jersey. I lived in North Jersey. Been exposed to the Jets, not by choice, but one player that always stood out to me was Curley on special teams. He's a shorthanded punt returner. He can make some plays. He's a veteran. He's been around, and he seemed to be utilized like in a slot role with the Jets. And with injuries, he was an occasional receiver on the outside. I believe like a number 2 role for the Jets when called upon. But he never seemed to be able to break through. And I think he was with the Lions. They utilized him like a utility man role. But I think here in San Francisco, we can utilize his strength. I think he really can help us out here. But it's one of those transactions to where you see going in the league. And I think our Niners actually missed out on an opportunity. I don't know how well he would have sat here in San Francisco, but it seemed like just getting rid of a line, Brandon Thomas. He was an ACL star. I didn't think he had a future here with us. But I mean, we could have got if Trent would have moved to maybe a week or two faster, we could have maybe got a better receiver. You see the Eagles, they moved a backup offensive lineman out of their camp for Doro Green Beckham. A backup offensive lineman for a receiver. I mean, we missed out on that boat, but I still think with the Ellington injury, Jeremy Curley, Niner fans, I think you're really going to like this guy. He's a jitterbug type of player.
And I like that because anybody, you see, here's the thing. Ellington and Smelter, they're going to be the hamstring team. You know, every year you got your guys whose hamstrings won't heal up. Ellington's hamstrings, it runs Andre Ellington over in Arizona. This is a genetic flaw with the Ellington family. And it's not a thing where I'm trying to insult the entire clan. Right. But their hamstrings are not made for explosions. Because Ellington gets hurt every year at the same time. He would be a remarkable football player if he could just stay healthy. It has set him back in his growth. But Ellington can play some ball when he's healthy. He looked better in that return just yesterday against the Packers than even last year. He's growing, but at a slow rate. What if his hamstrings would have been holding him back? And I'm concerned about Smelter, whom they say it's not day to day with DeAndre. It's week to week. I said, what does that mean? He can't take that long. And why is his hamstring still hurting? That happened a month ago. What kind of hamstrings won't heal up in a month? So I'm a little concerned because Smelter would be the ultimate weapon. He's big, he's strong, he's tall. He would be tough to deal with coming out of the slot as well. Can't get him on the field.
I thought he was our Anquan Boulder, our second coming of Anquan Boulder. Yes. Toughness, willing blocker, great athlete. I believe when we, in his background, his bio, he used to be a baseball player. Yeah. Top-notch baseball player, top prospect. Yeah. But yeah, he just can't, get that injury bug. I don't know. It's sad because I want to get a good assessment of him to see what his strengths and weaknesses are, but we need him. We need him right now. He's just not there.
Trent says he'll play during preseason. 1 game left. Will we see him this week? And even if just for a few minutes. I just want to see him catch the ball and run. I want to see him block like I know he can. In Chip Kelly's system, you need guys that can lay people out when they block. He's that guy.
We need him. We need him. You're right.
Oh, man. And but the run game, there's something about the offensive line. Eric, the offensive line and the defensive line, People don't understand when you have respectable talent in both the offensive and defensive line, and we do, I don't care what the haters say, our starting fronts on both sides are legitimate and they're going to get better. Working with O'Neal and company, working with, come on, Kelly and offense, please. Is there going to be a problem there? I don't see it.
No, and you know what? There's something I wanted to mention also. It goes to show you, we got Anthony Davis back.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that. He got to take some time off and heal, but for him to willingly, put a hold, on the competition at right tackle, to move to guard. What's that tell you? It must mean Trent Brown is the real deal. The mountain.
Speaks volumes for Anthony Davis as well. This is a man that's not concerned with himself. Hey, there ain't no I in team. The big man can cover that. I want to add to this strength. I'm not going to take away from it and come out here with no petty BS and say, I'm Anthony Davis. I'm the all-pro caliber player. Give me my job back. No, he says, put me and make it the best 5 guys that you could put on that line. Now, I'm only concerned with Anthony Davis's ability to play the guard position, as he had a few blown assignments the other day. But you know he has the potential. His pedigree says, and I understand he hasn't played guard position since high school, but come on, he's Anthony Davis. He'll get that down. And the potential about having the AD and Trent Brown moving down the right side, there is no combination of players on defense in the NFL that's going to stop both those guys. I say that with no shame.
And I know you read just as many articles and do a lot of research just like I do. And tell me if you saw it. Anthony Davis says he's not worried. Any tips he needs as far as playing the guard position, he can place a call down his good old buddy that we miss in Arizona. His good old friend Yapati.
Yeah.
What better person to get tips from than him?
I heard about that, and they're good buddies, and their communication. You know, and Pat Flaherty, however you want to pronounce his name, the man is an offensive line coach. The offensive line is going to click.
We have a lot of competition on that line.
Yeah.
Even at the guard spots. I'll tell you one person that does deserve a little more respect to how he held us down last season, and that's Tiller.
Ooh.
Tiller, when he got his chance, he came in and he played great. But it's just we have competition. We have Beatles, and then we got the rookie. Which person do you put at guard? Which combination do you play at guard?
The depth is ridiculous.
It is. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It really is.
In fact, if you go down in this offensive line, you need to be concerned. You may not get back in the starting rotation. That's how tough it is. And they're going to move Beatles to the center position and working him at the center position because Lord knows Marcus Martin is not a center you want to bring in with this potentially elite group.
And then again, the injury bug. Can we count on Kilgore for 16 games?
True. That worries me a lot. That worries me because Kilgore is such a quality center, but he could go down, and there's Beatles to step right in. We know Joe Staley will love that because Staley and Beatles are close. So there you go.
Yeah. They clicked right away too.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. But you think, like you said, you got quality backups, and AD. If something happens as far as tackles go, I mean, AD could move out to the right. Trent Brown, I believe, could play either side of the line. When you're that big and you're that strong, and his talent level has picked up, you could play anywhere on that offensive line. And I think they train them to play anywhere on the offensive line just in case for these situations anyway. You need to have versatility if you're going to stay with the 49ers. And we don't even know what Fon Cooper and Theus can do.
Glad you mentioned those two names. We have competition, and I'm glad it's an awakening out in San Francisco, Santa Clara, because I'm telling you, we got, Cooper and those two rookies. Who do we just move out of the way now? Eric Pears.
Saints be praised.
Yeah, It just goes to show you the level of competition. Yeah, we were able to get away with that last year, but guess what? Brandon Thomas, Eric Pears, it's just not going to cut it this year. We wish you well.
Yes, we do. But you got to move on.
But it's a new year. It's a new era.
The right fat is being cut this year. Eric.
Correct.
You know, last year, Devian Pears had no business playing on the right side of the line. Andrew Tiller had no business being on the practice squad. I don't know what was wrong with Jimmy T, who was in his ear. Some of these conspiracy theorist people are saying that the 49ers were programmed to fail last year just so they could get a lot of draft picks. I refuse to go that route. But it leaves something to be desired as far as why would you have Devian Pears on the line when you've got a guy like Andrew Tiller on the practice squad? That makes absolutely no sense. Some of these things have been corrected, you know? And some of the guys that are being sent packing, they should be sent packing. So when you look at the guys that have been released just yesterday, we're down to wondering about Corey Lemonnier, but that's another story. I don't know, maybe you like him on special teams. I understand he does a fair job there. But the thing is, now we're starting to do things that are rational and make sense. What do you think about it? Am I going in the right direction with that?
Oh, you're going in the right direction. Corey, I've been very patient with him. But, yeah, he's just as far as generating the pass rush, it's just not there. I mean, even at the line position, even with the Quentin Dowell, Quentin Dowell's injured.
Yeah.
There's a name that I don't think I've mentioned him yet, and I've been very pleased with him. His Ronald Blair.
Oh yeah.
He's like a joker. He's like a wild card. He's like country strong. Like he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he seems to find his way into the backfield, and he seems to be able to move through like double teams. I think this guy's going to be the real deal.
He needs that much space, and he's in your face.
Yeah.
Eric, this team is designed to go after Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson goes flying out of that pocket. You've got both guys from Oregon who can run. You got the edge rushers now. If you come running out there, people don't understand Tank Carradine earlier in the season was running stride for stride with some of our tight ends going down the field. He's big, he's strong. There you go. You got these guys that are also trying out for the Aaron Lynch will only be missed at a minimum level. You got Marcus Rush. You got Tank Carradine. These guys are going to come in and take over for a missing Aaron Lynch. I'm excited about that, man.
I'm excited also. Those two guys, I'm telling you, we're going to pay big dividends up in Seattle. Russell Wilson's not going to be able to see over those guys. I don't care what anyone says. I can't wait till we go up there. I just wish we can ensure that we have the right guys on the edges to generate that pass rush. Speaking of rush, Marcus Rush.
Pun intended.
Yeah, I think he's setting a great example of the standard. I mean, this guy, he almost had 4 sacks.
No, he did get the 4th one.
I haven't seen that.
He got the 4th one.
I haven't seen that. He got the 4th. I haven't seen that in a while.
In as many 2 games. 2 games. Technique and skills that he worked on by bothering Joe Staley last year and this year to work on his technique. How brilliant is that? You want to get better? Go find the best offensive line out there and tell him, listen, Joe, get there. Come on, man. I'm going to try to get past you, man. Stop me and talk to me. Tell me what I need to do. He's doing his homework, Eric. He's doing his homework.
He's doing his homework. Yeah, just be patient. It doesn't happen overnight. You got to work on your craft, and it really seems like he's been trying to perfect his craft, and is paying big dividends now in preseason.
Defensively, the only issue, you just mentioned Quentin Dowell being hurt. The only thing we got to be concerned with, is it going to be enough to have Mike Purcell between Defoe and Eric Armstead? Is there a possibility that Garrison Smith could be the real deal? This guy also plays a run like a monster. You're seeing that. The man is big, but it's all quick twitch muscle. He can also put pressure on the quarterback. Are you going to run that audition? Is there going to be a tryout at the nose tackle position? Or what are you going to do?
I stick with Purcell. I trust Purcell. He's been very patient. He's been waiting for his chance. Why not give him a shot? Why not? But Garrison Smith, I definitely been watching him also. He's hustling. These guys are hungry. They want to play. They want a chance.
Got a feeling we could have, since Chip Kelly's offense is fast moving, we can actually platoon that defense. There's no reason to kill your 11 players all game long. If we go 3 and out, there should be almost a policy. If we go 3 and out, I want my second line defenders in there now. Get in there. I'm going to rest the first line. And second line, don't ever look at yourself as a 2. You are an extension of the 1s. I want O'Neal to be like a drill sergeant in there. Make every man out there, make him feel important because he is.
At least until, Glenn Dorsey, you can't forget about him. He's injured, but
yes,
when he ever returns to form, he wasn't an all-pro, but he's a solid player. Who knows?
Stop that run.
We have people waiting in the wings. Our defense I can't wait till the first game. I really can't, just to see the product on the field.
What are you expecting this year? Because the fact of the matter is, everybody says Chip Kelly will fail this year. We need to look at this entire body of work we've seen so far, and the good football mind can also draw up some things other than just negatives. What do you see coming up? 2016 season.
Before I give my final, let me say this. All Niner fans, down Chip Kelly, even with all the things you're hearing about these from these analysts, go back and take a look at the game when we played Chip Kelly when he was in Philly. See how close that game was. Take a look at his schemes. Take a look at his offense. He's gonna tailor his offense to our stars, to their strengths. A healthy Carlos Hyde, 16 games. Healthy Ellington. Line, perfect shape. There's no reason why we can't go 10-6. Why not?
I like that.
Why not? Why not? Because those stars we have also in our secondary. One guy I know I don't think we touched on it too much, but there's those three safeties we have. Expect big things out of them this season. Our corners, we have the depth there also. Some stars up and coming, but our defense, I'm telling you, we're really going to surprise some people because O'Neal has some surprise. Yeah, there's a reason why Kelly has him here. I know we weren't able to get the guy from Houston, and truth be told, I didn't really want him, Vrabel. I didn't want him as our coordinator. Yeah. But there's a reason why Chip Kelly brought Jim O'Neal over here. He's paid his dues under Rex Ryan and Mike Pettin. I'm telling you, he has some plans for us. Chip Kelly, I think these two, we're really going to be surprised. Healthy, 10-6.
Like that. I like that prediction a lot.
10-6.
And remember one thing, that was the second line defense that had Aaron Rodgers calling timeout because the defense was worrying him.
Correct.
We got to talk about this. I says, and you know what? I didn't even realize while I was watching the game because I got too excited. I didn't see who was in the lineup. I didn't even realize that Antoine Bethea was off, Bowman was off, Ahmad Brooks was off. There were a couple of other people. The 49ers are out there running with the second line defense.
We weren't even fully loaded, giving them all sorts of havoc and pressure. Imagine if we're fully stocked, ready to go. I'm telling you, they're going to surprise some people. Remember, just like how, and when Jim Harbaugh rolled into town, oh, yeah, it's the lockout. Oh, there's no way he can have a winning season. There's no way he's going to have a winning season. And what do?
We won.
We shocked the world.
Yes, it did. Could be something similar this year because you got a lot of players with chips on their shoulders. Did I say there's a lot of players with chip on their shoulder? There's a lot of players that are playing angry behind the disrespect, the insults. That'll fire a man up. That's why I'm saying I see a lot of players playing above their head. Marcus Rush might be a clear example of that. And there's players that are coming out there to make a name for themselves. We got that perfect age group. Players that have not had the big payday yet. Those are the hungriest players in the league. So I'm saying people need to be careful. Be careful.
Be careful what you wish for.
Eric, give me some holler, man. Put you out of Levi Stadium right now. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Niners, Maine. All day, every day.
Thank you, Eric. Listen, Thursday night, we got one more game coming in the preseason. It's like the WWE Survivor Series. Whoever performs in this, if anybody's on the edge, this is when the decision will be made. Corey Lemonnier, Marcus Martin, I still do not understand how you escaped this past few days. But this is going to be the telling moments for those who are trying to make this team. So there you go, Thursday night. And I'll see you. And the new thing I'm doing now, in your face. at your place, which I really enjoy doing. Because now, when you see people come running in, you see Hawks fans, Raider fans coming in, especially Raider fans, who by now have came back down to earth as far as spending all that money on the people they spent the money on. Does Smith look like he needed to be paid as much money? How about a similar? I don't see it. Anyway, let me not get started on the Raiders. I'll be seeing you in your face at your place Thursday for at least one quarter. We'll talk about the football game. And of course, after the game, we'll be doing the postseason thing as usual, talking stuff about the game. And I realize it'll be a little late, but I'm still going to do it anyway, because if you want to talk, I want to talk about the activities going on in this game, because we're going to find out who worked the hardest. This is all about attitude in this part of the game. So there you go. And also, listen, as I say, the only safe place to put the links to the game or to the after game as far as Google Hangouts is the app, the Ronbo Sports app. Niner fans, people hate us. This is the safest place to put it. You need the Ronbo Sports app anyway, but that's the only place you're going to be able to find the links to get into the after game party. So do that. And also, I want you to join me on my new show. It's a daily show, Monday through Friday, Red and Gold Radio. I've got a phone and everything. We can conference call. We can have a good time. But the thing is, we're staying close all week long and talking football, because things change from day 1 through the week to all the way to day 7. Got it there just for you and me, fam. This is going to be an outstanding football season, I'm telling you right now. And I will see you Thursday. Please hit share and subscribe. I'll see you Thursday.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the secret stone.